Hello, grade 10. So this time I will try to explain to you your activity sheet in science for the quarter 1, week 1. This is entitled Plate Tectonics. When we say plate tectonics, we refer to the movement of the ground, and that is commonly known as earthquake. Remember that science has always special terms, and this time tectonics means movement. What is moving? It's the ground. How do we call it? We call it earthquake. So here are the points that you should remember as you go on with your activity sheet. At least 3 recording stations can tell how far away from them the earthquake occurred. So the minimum requirement is 3 recording stations for them to tell how far the earthquake is. The epicenter can be determined using the triangulation method. That's why you need 3 recording stations, because the method is triangulation. What is epicenter? That is the part of the earth where the shaking is felt first. In Filipino, sa epicenter, unang naramdaman yung paggalaw ng lupa. How is this method? It uses distance information from the 3 seismic stations to locate the earthquake epicenter. So basically, you will use compass in here when you try to illustrate. The 3 circles will intersect at one point that locates the epicenter of the earthquake. When we say intersect, we mean meet. So the 3 circles made by the compass will meet at one point, and that point locates the epicenter, or the point of the earth where the shaking is felt first. Again, an epicenter is a point in the earth's surface directly above the focus or hypocenter. So we have 2 important points in the occurrence of earthquake. We have the epicenter and the focus. Focus is the part of the earth where the shaking starts, and above it is the epicenter where the shaking is felt for the first time. Focus is also known as hypocenter. It is a point in the crust where a seismic rupture begins, or the origin of the earthquake. Always remember that. Focus is the starting point of the shaking, and epicenter is just above it where the shaking is first felt. Because not all shaking is felt in earthquake. Determining the location of earthquake epicenters plays a vital role in laying the foundations of plate tectonics. An active volcano is a volcano with at least one record of volcanic activity. So, if a volcano has no record of eruption for at least one, you cannot call it active, but instead, it is called inactive volcano. And when we say active volcano, there is a big possibility that it will erupt again in the future. What are the active volcanoes that are very popular in our country? So we have the Mount Pinatubo, the Taal volcano, and others. In Pangasinan, we have the Mount Balungao. It is considered inactive because it has no record of eruption yet. And we hope and pray that it will never erupt. For sure, we will be affected here in Urdaneta or in Pangasinan. Mountain belts or ranges refers to a group of mountains connected by high ground due to smashed plates against each other. Later on, we will discussed, or actually I had already discussed this morning when we had our Zoom class. So it's much the plates, particularly the continental crust, both are continental, they converge or move towards each other, they smash each other, and no one of them will subduct, both of them will go up, and that is why mountains, plateaus, hills are being formed or created. That is one effect of convergence between continental and continental crust. Let's move on. So we have here your activity 1, name me. From the title alone, you name, you identify. So what will you do? Study the world maps that are given and determine the name of the following being asked for. Choose the correct word from the word bank that correctly describes the blanks or the maps. So we have here the word bank. In here, you will choose your answers. Actually, each item has a clue or a contextual clue. So how many items do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 13 choices. Let's move on. Number 1. So I hope this will help you more because you have your black and white activity sheets. At least in these colored pictures, you can determine effectively what is being asked. In number 1, follow my arrow. Name of the body of water or ocean it pertains to. So if you will look back at the word bank, I think there is only one option for this. Name of water or ocean. Is it Celebes Sea? Is it Antarctic Ocean? Very easy. Number 2, name the plate it pertains to. So where is that labeled plate? Look at the arrow. So which plate is being labeled here? So you will just choose between tectonic plate and the other plate named in the word bank. So as you notice, it is just a matter of common sense sometimes when you take exams or quizzes like this. Number 3, name the type of plate boundary it pertains to. Look at the encircled part. So we have there two arrows moving towards each other. They are moving or meeting. So what kind of plate boundary is that? Is it convergent, divergent, or transform? So you will just choose among the 3 types of plate boundaries. We have here 2 arrows moving towards each other. Alright. And then we have here number 4. The triangle icons represents what is represented by this black triangle. Look at the map. So these black triangles are being distributed along the edges, along the plate boundaries. Remember, as what I've taught you, movement happens in edges or plate boundaries, and when subduction occurs, magma is formed under, and there is a corresponding land formation being created on top when subduction happens. So when there is magma, what land formation is present? Okay, isip. Next. Number 5. This circle icons represents. Okay, when you read closely at the caption, it says there, earthquake locator. When you remember the points to remember in the previous slides, what is being located by recording stations? Is it the earthquake itself or a part of the earthquake? What are the parts of the earthquake? We have only the focus and the epicenter. Oh. What is being represented by this circle icon? Is it the focus or the epicenter? Remember, this is earthquake locator. And what is located by recording stations? Is it the epicenter or the focus? Very easy. Next, name the mountain ranges it pertains to. I think there is just one choice in the word bank for this. Name the mountain ranges it pertains to. Here. What mountain ranges? Look, follow the arrow. This one. You cannot call it mountain ranges if there is only one mountain. It should be a group of mountains. Next slide. The highlighted yellow pertains to. This yellow highlights is round. Okay? And this part shows the part of the world which experience most of the earthquakes, and we belong in here. What is this circle part? How do you call the part of the world that is experiencing most of the world earthquakes, in which the Philippines belong? And it is in the Pacific Ocean. It is a circle in the Pacific Ocean, around the Pacific Ocean, where most earthquakes of the world occurs. So what is pertained here? Choose at your word bank. Next, we move on. Okay, we now go to activity 2. Please excuse the sound at the background. So this is just a follow-up actually. Connect to match. These are just the same maps. So connect the number to a black dot by connecting line that match the picture with its correct description. So you cannot do the connecting because you are using your long pad. So what I told you is that just write the number and then your answer. For example, number 1. This is the map for number 1. What is your answer? For example, your answer is distribution of active volcanoes. So you will just write number 1 and then distribution of active volcanoes. Look at the maps, guys. These are all just the same maps as what are given in your activity 1. So what is this blue map? Is it the world map, the world plates, plate boundaries direction, distribution of active volcanoes, and other choices? These are the epicenters, the mountain ranges, or these are the so has something to do with plates. Just a follow-up of activity 1. Okay, for number 3, the focus here are the arrows. Arrows, guys. Arrows. So we have here arrows moving towards each other. We have here arrows moving away from each other. And Can you see a sliding or sliding past each other, plate boundary or arrows there? And this number 7, just being repeated. My goodness. Okay. It is a circle around pa, no? Circle surrounding the Pacific Ocean, where most of the world earthquakes occur. How do you call this, guys? And for number 4, you can see again your black triangles. Is this map the distribution of earthquakes epicenter, the distribution of mountain ranges, the Pacific Ring of Fire, or the other choices? Common sense. Be alert, guys. Presence of mind. Okay, this is just a friendly request if you can. But if you cannot, it's okay. This is not required anyway. But if you will, then thank you very much. Okay, let's move on to activity 3. I am an investigator. So if you are an investigator, you will look at every detail. Look at every corner of this map. Okay, let me read the procedure. With the previous activity, you had seen 7 world maps that locates the distribution of earthquakes, plate boundaries, and its direction of movement, active volcanoes, mountain belts, and the Pacific Ring of Fire. This time, the map below shows the combination of 7 maps of your previous activity. Study and observe the given data of distribution for you to answer the guide questions. Legend is indicated below the picture. So as you can see in this map, there are different colors, different drawings, different indicators, signs, but don't you worry because we have the legends here. So for this sign means spreading zone. This connected triangles means the subduction zone. What is subduction? It is the process by which oceanic crust moves down as it collides with another type of crust. Why does it subduct? Why does it move downward? Because it is dense. It is heavy. In Filipino, siksik, mabigat. Kaya kapag nakipagbanggaan siya, lulubog. And when it reaches the mantle, because of extreme temperature under, that part of the crust will melt and will create magma. That is why on top will be a volcano being formed. This circle means collision zone. Collision from the word collide. So in this, with the part of the map having this sign, you think of collision. And then this curving line, other plate boundaries. For the red triangle, this means volcanoes. Why red? Because of eruption, because of magma and lava. Magma if it is still under the ground, and lava if it is already erupted and has reached the surface of the ground. This yellow circle means the hotspots or present locations. Hotspots location now. And this purple rectangle means the ring of fire. And then the brown triangle means the earthquake zone. Next, we have here the guide questions. Number 1, how are the earthquakes, active volcanoes, mountain ranges distributed on the world map? Are they in the edges? Are they in the middle? Are they on top? Something like that. But as I've discussed already, most or all movements of the ground starts at the plate boundaries. Okay? Number 2, why do you think that most data of earthquakes and volcanic activity situated in the Pacific Ring of Fire? What is in the Pacific Ring of Fire that makes it having the majority of earthquakes record? In Filipino, bakit daw karamihan ng earthquakes na nare-record at saka pagsabog ng bulkan ay nasa Pacific Ring of Fire? So you will just describe in number 2 something about Pacific Ring of Fire. Number 3, relate between the directions of plate boundaries to now where the continents situated. So this is something somewhat related to the theory, or related actually to the theory of plate tectonics, that the locations of the continents now are not the same as before originally, but because of the movement of plate boundaries, especially the directions of their movement, tells or describes why the continents are now located to where they are this time. Okay, so you just relate. How is the direction of plate boundaries related to the location of the continents today or this time? So that is all about your quarter 1, week 1 plate tectonics. So I hope you will just enjoy answering your modules. Take it easy, guys. Do not be shy in asking questions. Your teacher Mai is always here for you, ready to answer your questions about our subject. God bless us all. Happy learning. Love, Teacher Mylene. Until next time, bye.